So obviously this is Layne Norton, and all you eat is clean food, is that right?
Yeah, you know, because I eat clean food, because why I would just want to suffer worse, because why would I want to do anything that actually makes my life fun, but I can just keep fucking doing the same thing and not get any results, you know? So that's why I do it.
Exactly. So can you give me so obviously in the morning you do lots of fasted cardio.
Fasted cardio, I put on my Scream.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? Ate me fish and me rice cake first. And then next meal,
Fish.
an hour and a half of fish.
What about, you don't have rice cake with that one?
Well, it depends. So if I'm feeling a little bit flat, I put another rice cake in. But if I don't, I just have no rice cake.
Okay.
Right? And then later I have me fish and me rice cake.
I don't usually track much at all, really. Just try and, whenever I do have the carbs, I put them around my training, and then just protein and fats around the morning.
So you don't eat carbs late at night?
Not really, not past 6 o'clock usually.
What does your diet look like on a daily basis?
My diet, I do flexible dieting, and I count macros. So whatever I want to eat, if it fits my macros, I will eat it.
Tell me, do you eat carbs at night?
Yeah, of course
Perfect.
I do. Yeah, I don't think that the myth about carbs. I think that carbs are very useful, and I think that when carbs are used right, they are actually essentially what we need for our bodies. They will not make you fat, but we need fats and carbs to survive, and obviously sustain muscle mass, and obviously get lean as well. So I agree that people should eat carbs.
Perfect. So much myths and misconceptions in the industry, and it's nice to hear different people's answers.
Yeah, and obviously
We believe that your way of doing it is the easiest way of doing it.
Exactly,
And the most fun way.
Yeah, and obviously people listen to the top bodybuilders and pro athletes, but
Do you eat clean?
I do eat clean, yes.
You do?
I have my treat days, but I eat clean.
You have your cheat days?
Yeah.
So do you have cravings? What do you do if you have a craving?
To be honest, I just try to think about my body and what I want to look like and what I want to achieve and what will happen if I have that thing that I crave.
Okay, so you try to avoid it?
Yeah.
Perfect. So now what happens when you have a craving? What do you do?
Just go and eat it.
Perfect.
If I want a Snickers, I just go and eat a Snickers.
Define clean.
Like plain chicken, plain tuna,
And that's what you eat most of the days?
and like carbs.
Yeah.
What?
As much protein as possible and carbs like sweet potato.
Okay, perfect.
I'll just make sure I'm eating the right stuff, and when I am eating, it's good stuff.
So it's all clean?
Yeah,
clean
everything's
food.
clean. I won't touch bad food.
Okay. So
I'll try not to.
bad being sort of
That would be
processed
like the highest sugar content food.
So we're here with Ben Coomber. Followed this guy for a while. Do you track your macros?
Yes.
Why do you track your macros?
I don't always. I track them at the moment purely because, and this is how I advise any client or anyone I'm working with, I want more specific results out of my body.
Okay.
So I can freestyle my diet and kind of maintain my weight okay, and that's cool. I'm trying to gain a bit of muscle mass. It's the off season for my rugby, so I want to try and put on a couple of kilos, and I need to know that I'm eating enough, and I'm eating enough protein.
So you're eating enough off season, and then when you're trying to diet, you're making sure you get it right.
Yeah, basically. And it's also because there's a fat man that lives inside me. So I track to a degree to make sure that I don't let that fat man come out. My only other thing is probably alcohol. I do like a drink. Everyone likes a beer.
Do you track it?
I do track it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your diet? What's it like?
Basically, before we spoke, I practically eat as clean as I can. So basically, Monday to Friday, I eat clean. And on the weekend, I basically eat whatever I want, including with the diet.
Okay. Do you have any cravings or anything like that? Or do you meet them if you have a craving?
I do have craving, and that's why on the weekends I have them craving.
Okay.
So for example, let's say if I fancy KFC, on the weekend I have the KFC.
Sounds.
I try not to basically starve myself of things that I crave for, because if you do, then you're not going to enjoy when you're dieting.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's off season.
Off season.
And on season when you're prepping.
On season, I would say 7 to 6 weeks out, no cheats, all the way, clean.
Good.
Weekends, still clean.
Okay. So you're just getting ready for a natural bodybuilding competition. And do you eat carbs at night?
Carbs after dark.
Do you eat carbs after dark?
Yeah, absolutely. Carb timing doesn't really matter. I'll eat carbs sometimes 11, 12, 1 in the morning if I get in late.
So how do you do this?
Keeping flexible, tracking my diet, just making sure I'm hitting my numbers every day. And I work on a 48-hour clock as well.
Okay.
So if I'm getting too late, I'll still hit my macros.
Hit your macros. So this is the guy who's following the Empowered by Lifting lifestyle. He's basically doing it how we think is the easiest way of doing it compared to what a lot of the people here are doing.
To egg whites. I'd probably have turkey mince, avocado, brown rice, things like that.
So you'd say your diet was mostly clean?
Yes, I would say, well, 95% clean, I would say.
Okay. So what would you do if you had to eat out with a friend? Would you be able to eat out in a restaurant, for example, or you just avoid that?
No, if I was dieting for a show, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Right.
If I was off season, I'd either make it a cheap meal, or I would just try, be a bit cleaner, chicken salad, things like that. I wouldn't have chips.
Okay.
I drop carbs, high fats, lots of protein.
Do you do flexible dieting or do you just not measure?
I don't really measure. I just know I have my 5 meals. I know what I'm going to have roughly in those 5 meals. I try and stick to them.
Okay,
Except on a Saturday.
The most important question is, what happens if you want to go off that meal? What do you do? Can you, for example, go and eat out with friends in a restaurant during a prep?
Yeah, but I try and fit it as much as I could. I'd be as sensible as I could with that option.
Okay.
If I was on prep, if I wasn't, I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care?
No.
Okay.
You've got to live.
Exactly. So this is one of my good clients. Have you got people to follow you on Facebook or anything?
Yeah, Nads Muji on Facebook, Snapchat, Nads_PT.
Naz_PT.
Yeah, on Snapchat. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about your lifestyle before you came on board with Empowered by Lifting, and then maybe we'll compare it to after.
Okay, so before I came on with Empowered by Lifting, I was really low calories, sort of meal plan every day. So prep would be done on a Sunday, and that's what I'd eat, and then prep would be done again midweek.
What would the food look like?
Just literally chicken, green vegetables, oats, eggs, boring stuff, sort of clean eating, same monotonous stuff every day. Sort of meal 1 was the same as meal 3, meal 4 was the same as meal 6. It was boring.
So what happened when you needed to eat something that you really, really liked? What did you do?
Cheat day. So I just throw everything out the window. Everything I'd done in the week, I just undo on a Saturday or a Sunday. I'd go out and then I'd just go mad, and I'd just try and cram in everything, eat till I was feeling sick.
Okay. Now you came on board with Empowered by Lifting, and I've been coaching you now for what, 3 months?
Yeah, 3 or 4 months.
What's different?
I wake up in the morning, and if I fancy this, I pick it up, I eat it, and I don't worry about it as long as I track it. And then I sort of sit through the day and just pick what I want, eat what I want. If I don't have any food with me, it's not a worry. I just nip over to a supermarket or a shop, make sure there's a barcode on there or the macros on the back, and I just track it and I just eat as I want, and it's really.
So now what happens when you have a craving? What do you do?
Just go and eat it.
Perfect.
So if I want a Snickers, I just go and eat a Snickers.
So anyway, all joking aside, this is the flexible side of the lifestyle versus the clean side of the lifestyle. So all you guys that are following us, and you do it already, you already know this, but the guys that aren't, get on board, follow the flexible lifestyle. Get it right.
I mean, it's funny because from a practical perspective, I see all these guys, they go to these expos and they're like, they can't bring their food with them, or like everything's, different. And so they end up putting on, 5 kilos over a weekend. I'll go home and I'll still have a 6-pack.
Exactly.
I'll still be the same weight as I was when I came here. You know why? Because I don't have to be like, oh my God, I don't have my food, so I'm just going to eat whatever. No, I understand what's in food, and I can hit my macros.
Lift intensely so we can eat incredibly and live immensely. Lift, eat, live. Thank you for subscribing, liking our stuff and sharing the truth.